Hello, hello, and welcome to Tapping Tuesday. I had a little swirl go for quite a while before it said live. So if things are choppy today or if we've got some other issues, please let me know in the comments. I will try my best to make it as smooth as possible. But it seems like there's a foreboding of maybe some technical difficulties today. But with that, my name is Fable, and I am here to guide you through this hour of live tapping. Um, we refer to it as tapping. The official name is Emotional Freedom Techniques. And here on this channel, we do the clinical version of EFT. Now, if you're not sure what that is or you want to know more about it, I don't do a whole lot of diving into the science about it here. But we have over 300 videos on our YouTube channel that you can learn all of the science behind it, all of the 48 different clinical techniques, and many, many other commonly asked questions that we've made videos for you specifically on. And our channel name is EFT Universe. So just put that in the search bar, will pop right up. And those videos are always there for you to peruse. What we're going to do here now is engage. So we will be doing tapping, 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 so that you can experience it because the facts and the scientific outcomes about tapping are really fantastic and they're very inspiring to read about. But experiencing it in your own body with your own nerve system is really quite inexplicable to share with just words. So this hour is dedicated for you to have that experience. And if you have been doing tapping for a long time, then we're here for you to have additional community, maybe to learn a different approach for something. And to just have a good reason to stop and tap once a week. So welcome, welcome. And if it's your first time here, so glad to have you. If it's not your first time, welcome back. Okay. As we tap, there are a few ways that you can be interactive through it. One is we have a live chat, and I do my best to check in on that as we go throughout the hour. And incorporate everything that I can of any suggestions that our community offers as we go throughout the tap. I will show you how to adjust something if you're like, that's not really an issue I have right now, so that you can make it your own. Because I am here as a guide. I am here to help you feel more comfortable, to maybe show you a bridge from one thing to another. But ultimately, if you have an idea of, oh, I think this would work better for me, that is my ultimate goal, is for you to feel empowered in this technique. So always trust what you feel in your own body and your own instincts with any sort of verbiage or any subject that we are tapping on. And to that effect, there are many acupoints that we use. There's a pattern of tapping through different spots. I tend to stay in one spot. I'll stay here, I'll stay here. Sometimes we'll tap through all the points. The reason I do that is because for EFT specifically, you only need one point to be effective in that connection with the subconscious brain that we are activating by using the acupoint. My other reason is because I want you to be involved in what is happening in your body. And if you're worried about staying with me and, where I'm tapping and, oh no, or, oh, this doesn't feel good, or I'm wearing glasses and how do I tap here and wear glasses? All of that's going to distract from the point and the purpose. So tap through the points as you feel works for you. Follow along with me only if you feel lost. Okay. Uh, oh, and sorry, I'm a little bit scattered, I guess. The other way that you can participate in suggesting material to tap on is by emailing me. Now, that one has a little bit of a lag to it. I won't see it today, obviously. But if you email me, and the reason why you might do that is if it's something that just feels a little bit too vulnerable to put out there on the internet with your name attached to it, you can email me and I will bring it up anonymously the next live tap that we have. So then you have a way to tap on it and to maintain feeling safe about it at the same time. I do have a few community emails that I'm going to share to incorporate with everything today. And I will say hi in the chat, and then we'll get started. Hello, Tammy. I'm glad that you're here. Hi, Samantha in France. Hello, Sarah. Oh, thank you very much. Hello, Danette. Hello, Blast Scout. So glad that you're here. Hello, Kylie in Sydney. Beautiful Kylie. Hello. Hello, FM in Ottawa. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here. Hello, Larry. Zarina, hello. Clear vision, literally and metaphorical. Okay. So, Zarina, you're asking to tap on um, clear vision, literally and metaphorically. Oh, no, you're saying I am blurry. Okay. There might be a lag today. So if you are seeing blurry, it could be my end, it could be your end. I'm not sure. Hello, Dr. Scott. Hello, Joy. Hello, Tanya. Hi, Kim. Would love to tap away chronic neck pain and family stress from parenting teens. I hear you. Got it. And just in case there's any confusion, if you're seeing in the chat the name Amanda and Fable, I announced in our last live tap, and not everyone's gotten the memo yet. My name is now legally changed to Fable. So it'll take a little bit of you getting used to, and that's totally fine. It's something that I've considered for quite some time. And yeah, it's great. I love it. And that's my name now. So you will now hear me refer to myself as Fable. Well, I'll get used to it. It'll be great. It feels really happy and very empowering for me. So I'm happy to be able to share it with all of you. Let's see. Kim, love to tap. Oh, where is it? Okay. Hi, Joy. Okay, Joy's feeling better, but weakened from cold, pneumonia, and COVID. Wow, that's a lot. So that makes sense. Actually, I didn't realize you were blurry due to the internet. Just assumed it was my eyes. Oh, well, I hope that's relieving then. That is the internet and not your eyes. Hopefully. Who knows? Thank you, Kylie. It's a fantastic name and consider me updated. Oh, thank you, Sarah. All righty. To get started, I will go ahead and read the suggestions that came in from our email community members, and then we'll get grounded, and then we'll get to tapping. So the emails that I received this last week, we have a person who was mentioning that they've received alarming news about their body, and it is going to take some medical action, and they're not certain what treatment they're going to choose. It's all very overwhelming, and there's a lot of decision making without a lot of known outcome attached to it. And what they're asking to tap on is trying to find a way to be calm through it, through something that's very not calm. And then our other community member has mentioned that they're feeling extreme anxiety. They have a loved one that is getting really close to passing, and there's been some medical interventions, and it's gotten a little bit better, but their loved one isn't really going to recover. It's kind of just postponing the inevitable, and they have a past trauma of a different loved one who was also near the end of their lifespan. And they had a procedure, and everyone was like, great, now we've got more time. This is fantastic. And then they suddenly passed away. So there's a fear of, am I ready? Am I ready? Do I enjoy this moment, or do I prepare myself? And just that panic of, I don't know how to be in this moment. So kind of tying multiple things together in both of those, that I think are very valid and applicable in a couple of different ways that we can tie into our session today. Okay, so let's go ahead and get grounded. As you give yourself permission to draw your attention to this present moment, just notice your body. And if it's uncomfortable to notice your body, notice your immediate surroundings. Look close to you. So maybe notice what the ground looks like directly underneath you. Notice what apparatus you're in. If you're on a couch, if you're in a chair, if you're in a bed, if you're on the floor, just notice what's supporting your body. And then notice what parts of my body are touching what's supporting me. Is it the sides of my legs? Is it the bottoms of my feet? Is it the back of my thighs? Is it my bottom? Is it my back? Is my back touching anything? How about my head? Just notice where you are feeling that connection between your physical body and the physical apparatus that your body is on. And as you're noticing that, let's take a breath. And as you breathe, give your body permission to sag. If sagging sounds relieving at this time, and if leaning sounds relieving, or snuggling in sounds relieving, whatever your body is asking for, give yourself permission to offer that. Even if it's just for a short time, we're not going to maintain bad posture. But what we do want to do is send a signal to our bodies right now of, I hear you. I can give this to you right now. And I hope that you can relax. So if your body's asking for a sip of water, a run to the bathroom, a different position, stretching, contracting, a blanket, whatever that is, go ahead and give yourself permission to do what you can. That's just very simple to alleviate something that your body is asking for. And let's go ahead and take another breath. Now I want to picture a Venn diagram, and right now it's just going to be empty. So three circles. And you can see them in whatever, even if the three circles, you're like, my Venn diagram doesn't make sense because it's just three circles that are randomly, they're not even touching. If you're not sure what a Venn diagram is, it's just a way of putting information together. So if you're not sure what it is, then just imagine three circles. And in these three circles, we're going to define where you are in space right now. So one circle is past, one circle is present, one circle is future. And just notice what percentages of you are in these three circles right now. How much of you is past, present, or future? And if you see it as like a pie chart or a bar graph, it really doesn't matter. I shouldn't have put a tag directly on it, but however you see these percentages of yourself, just notice what are the numbers, and you don't have to add it up like, oh, is that 100%? Just let the numbers flow. Say, oh, I think about, for me personally, 16% is in the past. I feel about, 32% of me is in the present, and then the rest is in the future. So, somewhere around 50% is in the future. And just notice. We're not looking to shift it. We're just noticing. Let's go ahead and take a breath. And as you notice where these percentages of yourself are, go ahead and send an invitation to those parts of you, those percentages that are in the past and that are in the future, to be connected to the part of you that's able to be present in this moment. That if those pieces are able to shift into this present moment, great. And if they're like, no, we really need to be in these places, to just have that line of connection, of communication, and know that even if not all of you is able to be in this moment, that all of you is connected and can be positively affected by what you choose to do in this present moment. And just notice in your body where these present parts of you are. Do you feel really vibrant in your ears, in your hearing? in your sight? Do you feel really present in your hands, in your heart? How much presence is in your legs? How much presence is in your back? Let's go ahead and take one more breath. And allow yourself to just really feel that vibrant connection of all parts of you, wherever they are right now. That full 100%. Alrighty. And I'm going to check the chat one more time. Hi, Rhonda. I'm always in a hot tub. That sounds fantastic. That sounds lovely. Curiosity. I collaborate with death doulas online and off. It's a wide field with very varied people. End of life is diagnosed reality. Just curious. They want to explore those options too. Thank you for sharing that. Can we do one for trapped emotions? I think that's very reasonable. Yeah, Sarah, I think that's great. I think there are multiple people who are wanting to process emotions for sure. And trapped is a great word to put on that. And such a cool idea. I'll expedite the hot tub. Joan, very blurry picture. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on with the internet. I literally have 3 different ways to connect. I'm connected to the strongest one, and I'm at a loss of knowing what to do. The weather is fine today. It shouldn't be struggling in all the ways that I know. So I'm very sorry, and I hope that the recording is more clear for afterwards. But hopefully, my voice is coming through clearly enough, and that can be what we need for success. All righty, let's go ahead and just start tapping. Sound is solid. Good. Thank goodness for that. And thank you for letting me know. Let's go ahead and start off with emotions. And there's kind of a broad spectrum that's been offered and suggested. Um, so go ahead and just tune into your emotions. We're not going to narrow it down yet. And notice what's loudest, what's biggest. What emotion do you feel the most right now? Even if it's not the one you're like, but I want to address this other one. What are you feeling biggest? And just notice it. Notice where it is in your body. Notice what word you're using for this biggest emotion. And we're going to do a little bit of what's called tapping and talking. And this is a unique way to do it since we're not face to face, because that's normally how this would be led. But it's still going to work great. As you consider this big emotion and where it is in your body, just say out loud a few facts that you feel about it. And they can be facts, things that feel real, things that feel true, even if consciously you're like, but that doesn't seem realistic. Doesn't matter. We are validating what this emotion feels like and what we're perceiving it as it stands right now. Okay. So use big words, use all of the descriptions. This emotion is overshadowing everything. This emotion gets in the way of everything in my daily life. This emotion feels really complicated. It feels really stuck right now. Whatever that is. So just state a couple of facts. And I'm going to be quiet so that you're not trying to talk over me talking, but try to come up with 3 to 5 statements, okay? Truths about this emotion, the biggest one that you're feeling right now. So go ahead and do that. I give you about 3 more moments. Okay. And now, just considering the words that came out as you were making these statements, let's go into tapping about our emotions. As I consider the impact of this big emotion in my body and in my mind, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even if the impact that I just expressed is different from the opinion of my practicality, my conscious brain, anyone else in my environment, I still choose to validate the way that this feels right now. And I deeply and completely accept myself. This emotion, this big emotion, the effect of this big emotion. I wonder, what is my relationship with this emotion? As I consider my relationship with this emotion, I deeply and completely accept myself. I wonder, why am I looking into this? And how do you even have a relationship with an emotion? Maybe I don't want a relationship with this emotion. Maybe I don't want to think about that. It feels uncomfortable. Even if this feels confusing or silly or pointless or uncomfortable, I choose to be curious and explore this for just a moment. Well, what does a relationship with something mean? Maybe it means, how am I relating to this emotion? How do I feel about this emotion that's so big in my body? Okay, well, if that's what it means to question what my relationship is with it, then maybe I can do that. As I consider how I relate to this big emotion inside of me, I deeply and completely accept myself. Maybe it feels aggressive and I'm scared. Maybe it feels really big and I feel small, helpless, unsure. Maybe it feels powerful and I feel powerless, trapped. Like the only choice I have is reaction. Maybe I feel like this emotion is governing me, and I have to find some way to defeat it, to be smarter than it, to outlast it, to be bigger than it, or I'm doomed and it wins. As I consider any and all of the ways that I currently define my relationship with this or these big emotions in my body, I deeply and completely myself. I wonder, why would it matter to accept myself if I'm doomed? Why would I take the time to care about whether or not I accept myself in the midst of being so consumed, so encompassed, suppressed, and trapped by these really big emotions? As I consider why I matter in the midst of these big emotions, I deeply and completely accept myself. I wonder, is it possible that I have felt something similar to this before? Is it possible that at some earlier point in my life, I was made to feel very small? I was made to feel very powerless and overwhelmed and outmatched, so that I understood that my will did not matter as much as whatever else was being presented. As I consider previous points in my life where I have felt overwhelmed by helplessness, overcome by big emotions where I did not have an equal choice, I deeply and completely accept myself. I may be able to immediately recall times in my life. I may not be able to recall things right away. I may not want to recall things in my past at all right now. Whether or not I choose to connect these feelings in this moment with moments of my past, I do choose right now to acknowledge that this moment is different. even if these feelings feel very much the same, even if this scenario has similar feelings, this moment is not the same moment as any other moment in my life. I acknowledge that I have had pain in my past. I acknowledge I have felt helpless. I acknowledge I have had things turn out in ways that I did not want. And as I acknowledge those moments, I give myself permission to see that those moments are far away, long ago. And as I send my love and compassion to those moments, it leaves from me and goes far away. It's quite a distance because those moments are not this moment. I wonder, what does that do for me now? What does that mean for these emotions in this moment? Maybe what it means is that I can choose to see myself as big as this emotion. Maybe I can choose to see myself as governing this emotion. I wonder, how would I do that? If this is the first time I'm realizing that I might be able to govern this, how? How do I do that? As I consider how I might be able to govern some or all of this big emotion that's currently in my body, I deeply and completely accept myself. Well, maybe it's necessary because the situation, it makes sense for this to be here. And maybe if I put it away, that's going to create other problems. Even if it's true that governing this emotion doesn't get rid of the situation that this emotion is connected to, I still choose to explore how it might feel and what it could do for me if I govern it. Maybe what it will give me is some moments of peace. Maybe what it will give me is clarity of thought. Maybe what it will give me is a moment of relaxation, a moment of fun, just different moments. So, what if, as my first try in governing this big emotion, I just organize it a little bit and clean up way too much space? It doesn't need all of this space. Maybe it's okay for it to exist. Maybe I will have to process it. But what if I just stick it in a box? What if I create a box, or I vacuum it up, or I catch it and trap it, whatever way this emotion is encapsulated? Be as creative as you want. Allow your mind to create a solution where you put barriers around this big emotion in your body and feel that relief when it's encapsulated. Great. Now what? As I consider what to do with this now encapsulated emotion, I deeply and completely accept myself. Well, maybe I just leave it there. Maybe I don't ever have to think about it again. Maybe I stick it up on some high shelf and forget about it. Even if I choose to do nothing more, I hold steady that I do get to choose. And it would stay trapped, bottled up, until I change my mind. Because this is my body. This is my timeline. I govern this moment. And I get to choose for myself. It is my right. And even if I did not get to express that right before in my life, I fully recognize that I can now. Okay, but maybe this isn't where I want to stop. So, how can I move forward and deal with this big emotion in a healthy way? Well, maybe I come up with some rules. Maybe I come up with a support system, maybe other emotions that I incorporate for myself. Maybe I give myself time frames around where I pay attention to it and where I don't. Maybe I place boundaries on who I share this with and who I don't. Whatever guidelines, structure, support, or boundaries that I come up with, I 100% acknowledge that I govern what happens from this point on. My big emotions, my body, my big emotions, my big self, my adult self, my governing self. And as I acknowledge this big, powerful person that I have grown into be, and I explore my choices of what that means, about how much I have to feel, I have to deal with, and what supports I can give myself permission to have. As I continue to process and navigate this experience, I deeply and completely accept myself. And go ahead and pause tapping and take a breath. Now, I feel like that didn't quite unlock everything for everyone. And if it didn't, that's okay. But go ahead and notice, even if you're like, oh, but there's this other thing that I feel like is kind of dangling from that, acknowledge it, but also acknowledge, do you feel any kind of relief in your body anyway? Do you feel any sort of grounding or space? Do you feel kind of a tingling? Were you yawning or sighing? Did you get a realization or acknowledgement or like an aha moment during any of that? Because even if not everything got unwound, because that, trust me, can be a big, I like to call it an octopus because there's just so many little arms that can go out in all directions of a topic, it is still impactful for your brain to release part of it because that template will still start to shift and your brain will continue working with that. So, if you are feeling any amount of relief, calm, space, um, positivity, curiosity, those are all positive signs that you reach something in your brain that it said, "Oh yes, I like this. Let's shift that part to that perception," and it will continue on that way. So congratulations. I will double check the chat and we will continue on. Yeah, I'm so sorry for the blurriness. And I totally understand. If you're watching this later, I totally understand that you had to go. No worries. Sort of these big emotions. Oh, chills. Good, Dr. Scott. That means that you probably reached a really great place. I hope that was really helpful for you. I will put barriers around the chronic neck pain and stress. Yes, I will not try to eliminate it, but just notice it. Very good. Very good. Let go. Tingling. Yes. Yay. Lots of yawning. Yay. Those are such good signs. I love it. Okay. Oh, Craig, I am in the middle of California wildfires. That is so stressful. I am so sorry. And I hope that you are able to stay safe, relatively speaking. Dr. Scott, yay. Significant release. Yay, yay, yay. And Blaskow, powerful. Yay. Yawned a few times. Perfect. All of those are really positive signs. So good job. Temporarily displaced Savannah by the fires, everything unknown. Tapping on uncertainty. Absolutely. Sadness slowly lifted. Oh, Janice, I love that. And that, what a beautiful visual. I hope that also felt hopeful to see it kind of float away. Okay, making space for ourselves instead of moving fast and distracting. Ooh, I like that. I like that suggestion. Okay, and let me do. Okay, much better. Oh, I'm so good, Helena. I'm so good. I'm so glad. I hope that's what I said. I meant to say I'm so glad. That's so good. I'm so glad. Words are. Okay, and Elizabeth is speaking up to also tap for the fires. Let's go ahead and stay on emotions then, and let's get one more deep tap in for that. Okay, I think where I would like to go with this is, and this is something that we haven't done very often, so I appreciate this opportunity to offer you this, because a lot of times with EFT, we're tapping on things that are perceived threats, right? Like that happened a long time ago, it's not a threat anymore, but it feels like it, or this could happen in the future, so it feels this. But when it's something that is, I don't want to say real, because all of it's real to some part of our body and brain, right? But when it has the potential for a physical impact in this moment, tapping on it can be a little different, a different way to approach it. So let's do that. Okay. Ta-da. Okay, good. See, caring for ourselves first before overgiving to our others and caretaking. So a lot about boundaries. It sounds like Savannah is, yeah. what you're feeling, as well as, gosh, everything else. Okay. Let's go ahead and start tapping. I'm just looking for the words that I want to offer you. And again, if I offer a word and you have a better word, please replace what I say with what settles deeper and better for you. As I consider all of the things that are currently on my mind involving right now, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though, as I consider everything that's happening in my life right now, there's a lot of overwhelm, uncertainty, and I don't feel safe. I still choose right now to deeply and completely accept myself. I acknowledge that I am really overwhelmed and this is hard. I acknowledge that my future is uncertain and I don't know what to do. And I acknowledge that I don't feel safe and I don't know how to find that. I don't even know if safe actually exists. And even though I feel the intensity of all of this right now, I still choose to deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, I am going to switch tapping to go to the 9 gamut point. We're not going to do the 9 gamut. What I'm going to do is put my hand over my heart, so just dead center of the chest, and really palm out on your chest and tap that point. Okay, this is a bit of a grounding thing. There are other acupoints that are under your hand when we do this. I'm not going to describe why more than that. So if this feels good, join me in it. If not, tap on what point feels good to you. My future, my feelings, my safety. What can I do? What power do I have? I want my world to make sense. I want my life to feel good and safe. But I genuinely don't know if or when I can really feel that that's true. So, what can I do? If I can't make everything safe, if I can't make everything peaceful, what can I do? As I ask myself, what can I do? I deeply and completely accept myself. I wonder, is there any place that feels safe? And go ahead and look at your body and ask, Do my knees feel safe? Are my knees a safe place for me right now? What about my ankles? Are my ankles safe? My feet? What about my hips? Is it okay for me to feel safe in my hips? What about in my lungs? Go ahead and take a deep breath. Are my lungs safe to breathe right now? Are my arms a safe place to exist? Can I acknowledge that within my own body, maybe there are places where I am safe? As I acknowledge places in my body that feel safe, I deeply and completely accept myself. I wonder, is there safety in community? What about my tapping community? Am I in a safe place right now? Is my attention, is my energy, am I connected with people who care? With people who want me to be safe? With people who are hoping that I get to heal? With want me to expand and shine and feel joy and celebrate? Maybe I can hold space to believe that I am connected through people, with people who deliberately hold a safe place for me, and that I can exist there, and that I can receive that from other people, and that it's okay for me to bring that back to the place that is my current surroundings. That I can feel a safer vibration existing, even if it is not the current vibration of my physical location. I can choose to accept and receive thoughts and care and energy and integrate that with where I am and what I currently have, and allow it to support me. And it may not solve everything. I may still have to face some big, intense, uncertain, scary choices and outcomes. But I am not facing them alone. And I am not facing them with nothing. Even though I may be facing difficult things, I do have support. And I give myself permission to receive. I receive the support. The support of my body, the support of my community, the support of an offering of care, and I allow that to have an impact on me as I work through these very real, very big moments in my life. And it's okay that they feel big. It is also okay for me to remind myself whenever I need it that I have support, that I can find places that are safe, that are kind, that are thoughtful and loving, and that are invested in me. It is also okay for me to be the advocate that I want. It is okay for me to speak up the words that I wish someone else would. Maybe others will, maybe others won't. But I give myself permission, even if I never have before, even if it's my very first time. I give myself permission to speak. And my words may be perfectly placed and powerful and received and impactful, and it works amazingly well. And it's possible that my words will be quiet, that they'll be fumbly, that they won't be exactly what I mean, and they may not be well received. And I won't be sure if that's much of a success or not. But no matter how, the response is, I choose to be really grateful for myself, for trying, for speaking, for advocating. Because I do deserve to feel safe. And I do deserve to rest and be nurtured and be cared for. And as I learn what that means and how to offer that to myself, I hold so much space for all the learning curves of what that looks like. And I give myself permission to lean on my resources, to lean on my trust and belief of communities that have told me that they care, that they're thinking about me, to trust in my own whisperings, however deep or quiet they are, that I matter, and the things that I want are there for a reason. And as I approach these moments that exist in my life right now, I give myself permission anytime I need to pause and connect and reconnect with my safe places, with my safe energy, with my safe people as many times as I need. I don't know the outcome, but I do know I'm trying, I'm wanting, and desiring. And I know I do have support. And I choose to put as much trust and belief in those as I put energy into the big scary stuff. My life, my supports, my trust. And as I move forward to the best of my ability, I choose to recognize my efforts all along the way. And I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay, stop tapping and take a breath. Okay, and we are a few minutes over time, but I didn't want to end just because of time. So I hope that that felt complete for you. I hope that as you check in, you feel some relief, you feel a little bit of space. I hope you do feel the support because it is real. It is real to have people who know that you exist and that you're reaching out because there are other people looking to reach out to you and offer you kindness and thoughts and love. Um, Please feel free to continue to reach out to me. My email is at the top of the chat. I will also speak it. It is Fable, FABLE, at EFTuniverse.com. I hope that you move forward through this week feeling supported and cared for and loved. Thank you so much for being a part of this community. I hope I get to see you next week. I'll be thinking about you always, and I love you so much. Mwah. Take care, and I'll see you soon.